Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have my official weigh-in for my 100-pound countdown challenge, also for August. We'll talk about kind of what's happened the last week. I'll give you a little bit of a summary. I have been filming what I've been eating, so I will share that probably in a separate video. What else? I have a rant about the Immunologist. I'm still pissed about it, and that was Tuesday, and I'm filming this on Friday. What else? I really want to talk about body dysmorphia a little bit. And then we're going to get into like the group, those kinds of things based on your comments from the last video. So if you're like, Misty, what are you talking about, fat woman? I need surgery. I need a C2 to T2 fusion. And I want to lose 100 pounds. And I said before, I wasn't going to put like a number on it. I was like, I'm just going to get as much weight off as I want. But I really want to hit 100 pounds. Actually, I'd like to do 130 pounds. Or now 40 pounds because I'm weighing in at 340. Here's the weigh-in video.
Hello.
Hi, friends. Thursday, August 1st, 2024.
It's ready. $341.2 pounds.
So I would like to be as close to 200 as possible. When I saw one of the neurosurgeons back in March, he put up, I've shown you like a condensed screenshot that he shared with me, but he showed me the whole entire side view, and there's like this much fat that she would have to cut through to get to my spine. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna hurt real bad. So my goal is to get as much weight off as I can to like mitigate that, so she doesn't have to cut through so much fat on my neck. Hopefully, maybe. So I created the 100-pound countdown challenge. Many of you said you wanted to join in. Many of you said that you have at least 100 pounds that you want to lose as well. So I asked if you guys wanted a Facebook group. The majority of you said yes, but there are some people who aren't on Facebook. So here's what I've tried to come up with. We can do a YouTube membership. So everything will be on YouTube, or we can do a Facebook group, and we can do both, because unfortunately for YouTube membership, you have to pay at least 99 cents a month. I would be willing to set it at 99 cents a month if you guys are happy with that. And then of course we could do that and a Facebook group for those of you who don't want to pay 99 cents a month. It's really you. I will put up a poll on my community tab when this video goes live, and you guys can vote. And like I said, we can do either. I'm not going to charge you more than 99 cents just for us to have, a group. Maybe later we'll add tiers and do other things with it, but I haven't done any memberships on any of my channels. I have 3 channels. So this is going to be like, try and see what happens. But I really do want to have a way for us to support each other. Losing 100 pounds is hard. Like losing weight period is hard. So this will help us get on track and just kind of celebrate each other, etc. So yeah, just let me know what you guys are interested in. This week has gone fine. As far as eating and stuff, I have been filming what I've been eating in the day. But again, I have been eating 1 meal a day. So there's not a whole lot of footage, but I will do a separate video about that because I have vlogged and had some of my thoughts and feelings going on, but I've had a successful week. This is Friday when I'm filming this. So week 1 is done. Stuck to low carb. There was a day where I didn't want to, but I did anyway. And I feel like I'm determined. And someone put that as a comment. She was like, you look determined. And I am determined. Like I feel like something clicked in my brain, and it's like, we're going to get this done. And I want to talk about body dysmorphia because of some pictures that popped up. So yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Yeah. So body dysmorphia. So if you're not familiar, and I don't have like it pulled up, but basically body dysmorphia is when you see your body in a way that it isn't actually is. Like for most people, it's someone who's a bit thinner, who looks in the mirror and they just see like they're huge, like they're fat. And it's really a cause of a lot of eating disorders, right? And so I feel like I have the very reverse of that. I feel like when I look in the mirror, I don't look nearly as big as I actually am. And I have a theory about that. So I've mentioned before that I've been fat my entire life. In fact, I'll put up a picture. This is me at 4. This is me at 5. Don't mind the hair. I can't find my kindergarten picture on my computer. I'm guessing it's not scanned, and I would have to go through the files and all that, so I'm not going to do that. But the picture I'm putting in is me at a birthday party, I believe in the 3rd grade. So you can see just how heavy I was from a young age. Now, there was a transition. We moved, my mother separated from her husband, which was my stepfather, and we moved in with my grandmother. But I've mentioned before that she mentioned that there might have been something from a babysitter's son. No recollection. But you can clearly see something happened between 4 and 5. And I just got bigger. Now, a lot of that, as I've mentioned before, my grandmother, her love language was food. We lived with her. Anytime that I had any issues, she would feed me. She always gave me that whatever was extra on her plate. And I graduated high school at 320 pounds. So I'm fairly close to that number. And so I feel like because I've never been thin, I've never been really in a smaller body that I can recollect, that I just see myself different. Like I don't see myself as big as I actually am. Like when I look in the mirror and I see me like this, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not that big at all. And all that changed last weekend. So I mentioned that my brother and my nephew were coming down because it was my brother's birthday. So I cooked. We we had a pie for him, and I put candles in it, and so we sang happy birthday to him, and he and Boone blew up the candles, and then Boone and I sat on the couch and I read to him and stuff like that, and my brother took pictures, and I finally kind of saw how big I actually am. And I was just like, I looked at Rob and I said, I'm fat. And he was just like, what? I was like, no, like I'm fat. And again, this is like, people don't believe me when I say that I'm basically losing weight to have surgery. Like it has nothing, or to get off, meds or whatever. It has nothing to do with how I look. Like I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me now, and I don't feel like there's some thin woman trapped inside me who wants to get out. I'm very happy with my looks. Like I'm down 100 pounds from when I started. I was 425 a couple of times in my life. Rob loves big girls, big women. So like I've never had issues. I can remember, and I think maybe I've told this story before. I was with a guy. I had a Yahoo profile. This is how far we go back. And I think I said on it, if you don't like fat women, kiss my ass and have a nice day. And I got an email from him saying, but what if I do like fat women? Can I kiss your ass anyway? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? So we met a couple of times, and then we were intimate together. And I can remember we were in like my living room in my apartment, and he was undressing me. And he like was so, I don't know if the word is reverent. I don't know what to say, but like he just took his time and just enjoyed seeing my body. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but I can remember when we were done and he left the next day, I went and looked in the mirror and I said, what does he see that I don't see? Because my entire life, I'd been on a diet since I was in 2nd grade, you guys. Like I come by eating disorder naturally, not only for my grandmother, but my mother too. I think I talked about this. Like she put me on a diet pill when I was in the 2nd grade. She's 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. She would send me to school with plain cauliflower and plain tuna. Sometimes tuna with mustard. I've never liked tuna. I didn't like tuna then. I don't like tuna now. I wouldn't eat at school, and then I'd go home. My grandmother would feed me. Like Weight Watchers. I was on Weight Watchers 5th, 6th grade. Was told that they would pay me $1 if I could lose 100 pounds. But there was no support in that. Like we were still eating. Every meal we had a potato, we had a vegetable, we had a bread, and we had a fried meat. Like either fried pork chops or chicken fried steak or fried chicken. Every once in a while we would do like shake and bake pork chops. But everything, like everything was high calorie, high carb. Like, and I've told this before, but it's like salads were a special occasion. Like, we didn't have salad very often. When we had salad, we had big salads. Every once in a while we would have omelets, but for the most part, it was really like just whatever Southern food that my grandmother and, then to my mother had grown up on. Now, the only 3 things I didn't eat was greens. I don't like greens to this day. My grandmother used to go pick poke salad from the fence line and cook it. I was like, so I can't eat cooked spinach unless it's in spinach artichoke dip. I don't like any kind of greens. No, thank you. Turnip greens, mustard greens, none of it. No, thank you. I don't like buttermilk. They used to save cornbread and let it go stale and then put it in buttermilk. No, thank you. And I can't eat cottage cheese because they would just put black pepper on cottage cheese and eat that too. So those are really the 3 things that I couldn't eat growing up. I was like, no, thank you. But like, we had neck bone a lot and we would have it with, fresh green beans, and we had fried okra and like, what did she call it? I don't remember, but it was like succotash or something where it was like fried potatoes and with fried okra and fried squash. Like, growing up, like there wasn't like a way of eating that would help me get any weight off. You know what I mean? So I felt like there may have been some support, but there really wasn't a change in what I was being fed. It was just like, well, don't eat as much. And again, I've told you how all that went. So yeah, so again, I don't know. It's just, I've never, but anyway, back to the point. So growing up, it's like, oh, you'd be so pretty if you just lost weight. Oh, you have a really pretty face. But if you just lost, like, just all of this stuff, diets, and just being kind of told that I wasn't enough or wasn't pretty enough, or like there was something wrong with me, something wrong with my body. I just remember standing in that mirror and realizing that none of that was my own feelings about my body. Like, all of that was the CD that was written by other people. It wasn't written by me. And it took being with someone who, and at that point I was not a virgin. I'd been around a couple of people. But it was always like, how some hookups are. It's like TA and then done. And I had felt that with guys who weren't probably into fat girls, but wanted to, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, just that's TMI, but you know what I mean. So it was really hard for me when he left just to be like, okay, so what do I think about myself? And it's like, everything flipped. And it's like, okay, so I feel beautiful now. Like I don't mind the way I look. And I don't remember how big I was then. I was like a junior in college when all that happened. Maybe a senior in college. Gosh, when was that? 2002? 2001, 2002? I don't remember. And like from that moment, I didn't listen to anybody. I felt beautiful then. I thought I was pretty then. That script flipped. It's like I went from A side to B side. And so when I initially started this weight loss journey back in 2017, it was to get off insulin. It wasn't, because I don't like my body or anything like that. So it's not necessarily, I hate to say vanity, but that's, because size doesn't determine health. You can be, a healthy weight and still die of a heart attack or something. We know a lot of it is genetic. So I'm not, that's not been the goal of anything. And like I said, I just body dysmorphia is just like, I've always thought that I look smaller than I actually am. And it's like looking at those pictures of me sitting on the couch and it's like, oh, I'm bigger than I thought. So, but yeah, so that's something I'll have to talk to my therapist about. Like, I see her on Monday, but again, it hasn't been something that's been a big deal, but like I told her, I was like, oh shit, I am fat. Like it's like, I don't know, like the picture was like, oh yeah, I'm big. Do I have a problem with it? No. Do I want to lose weight? Yes. Is it because I want to look thin? No. It's because I want to have a successful back surgery. Like, I don't want to be, I had my last back surgery at 425 pounds. I don't want to do that this time. I want to make this as easy on her and me, like my surgeon and me. I want my recovery to be easier. I want all of it to just be easier. And in order to do that, I need to get the weight off. That was really rambly. Welcome to my brain after pneumonia, let me tell you. Okay, speaking of pneumonia, let's talk about this stupid immunologist. So I had an appointment with my immunologist on Tuesday. If you didn't know, last year I found out I have common variable immunodeficiency, meaning that my immune system is broken, like broken. And I mentioned before, my white blood count when I went into the hospital with double pneumonia, RSV, and 103 temperature was 2.5. And it should probably have been over 10. Probably should have been over 10. And so I have trouble with my immune system anyway. And then I have an autoimmune response. So I'm on immune suppression therapy. So my immune system is basically dead. D-E-A-D, dead. So this was going to be the first time I saw her since being in the hospital and having pneumonia. The last time I saw her, which I think was either the end of last year or the first of this year, we talked about putting me on IVIG, which is immunoglobulin, which helps your immune system, right? So I was like, okay, I'm ready to talk. And Rob's like, where is this appointment? And I told him 3 different times where we were going. I got the doctors mixed up. We end up at the building, and I'm like, I'm looking for the 4th floor. And the lady looks at me. She's like, ma'am, there's only 2 floors in this building. And I was like, are you kidding me? So my appointment was at 10:15. This is at like right before 10. So I start calling, and we're literally like, I just have to cross the highway. So I start calling at 10 a.m., trying to tell somebody I'm going to be a couple minutes late. Nobody answers. I call until 10:10, and I just give up because we're almost there. So I get a call at 10:11 from her medical assistant asking me where I am. Remember, my appointment's for 10:15. So I tell her, I was like, listen, I went to the wrong building. I've been trying to call you guys since 10 a.m. I said, I'm going to be just a couple of minutes late. We are almost there. So we get in the parking garage. We're about ready to park. 10:17, I get a call from the front desk telling me that the doctor said I had to reschedule. I said, I'm sorry, what? I said, it's 10:17. I said, it's 2 minutes past my appointment. She said, yeah, you have to reschedule. And I was like, I'm not rescheduling. I'll go see somebody else. It has been a long time since a doctor pissed me off that badly. So Rob's like, what? Because he could hear her. And I said, I was going to be exactly 5 minutes late. 5 minutes late. My appointment was at 10:15. She called me at 10:17. We were parked. All we had to do was get out the rollator and get me in the office. Maybe I would have been like 8 minutes late, but it wouldn't have been more than 10. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So we get home and I call and leave a message on the medical assistance line. And I said, I'm livid. I said, I have to give her grace when she's 15, 30, 45 minutes late for my appointment. I said, but I can't get 10 minutes of grace from her. I said, I literally got a call from you at 10:11 for a 10:15 appointment. I said, then I got called at 10:17 to reschedule a 10:15 appointment. I said, I would have been late less than 10 minutes. And I don't understand why I wasn't afforded grace when I'm expected to afford grace when she wastes my time being late to every single appointment. And then I hung up. And I've been pissed ever since. Like, just thinking about it makes me angry. Because what doctor's office doesn't give you 5 to 10 minutes of grace time? Like, I have never been... Listen, I've been late to doctor's appointments twice. This was the second time. The other time there was an accident. It was taking us forever to get over there. I called. This was an infusion day too. And I was like, I think we're going to be about 10 minutes late. I'm so sorry, but we're almost there. There's an accident. They're like, oh, it's no problem. Because doctors are always behind. I can be the first appointment of the day and still wait 15, 20, 30 minutes to have a doctor come in to talk to me the first appointment of the day. And again, she'd never been on time for any of my appointments. So to not at least give me 5-6 minutes of grace time, I wanted to scream. And what makes it worse is like, I don't feel better after having pneumonia. I don't feel better. I don't feel better. I'm still struggling with my breathing. I'm still struggling with asthma. I'm still struggling with energy. Like, I'm struggling with all of it. And I don't understand why she couldn't have given me 5 minutes grace. And I even said to the receptionist, I said, it's 10:17. You are calling me at 10:17. My appointment was 10:15. I can be up there in 3 or 4 minutes. And that's another thing I left on the voicemail. I said, I'm disabled. I said it would have taken me just a couple of minutes to get my walker and get in the building. I would have been at the most 5, 6, 7 minutes late. I said, I was like, I was done. Done, D-O-N-E. And like I said, I'm still pissed about it. Because I got up that morning, and a part of it's my fault, like all of it is my fault, because Rob asked me 3 different times, are you sure that's where we're going? But you guys, I see so many fucking doctors, and only 2 of them are in the city where I went to, and I took us to the dermatologist instead of the immunologist. And I feel like you still need to have good bedside manner. Like, immunologists and allergists, they're not super selective specialist. They're all over the place. Like, I told Rob, I was like, I just put 10-mile radius on when I looked on our insurance, and there were like 15 different immunologists. And I happened just to pick one. I think I called and said, can I get your first appointment? And that's how I got with her. I don't remember. So anyway, like, I just don't understand. Like, you guys are begging for reviews and stuff like that. I'll just go somewhere else. Like, seriously, I'll just go somewhere else. And I've told you that over and over and over and over again. If you're not getting anywhere with your doctor, go see someone else. You can leave. You can fire them. You don't have to stay with the same doctor. I know it's not easy for everyone with insurance and stuff like that. But if you don't feel like you're getting the help that you need, or I saw this video yesterday where it's this thin woman, and she's like, the doctor said, have you lost weight? And she's thin. It's like, weight loss isn't the magic key to every flippin' different symptom. And it's worse for women than it is for men. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I'm just so mad. I'm still so mad. It was a complete and total waste of our time. A waste of energy. Like, I got up, took a shower, got dressed. We had already walked into the wrong building. So I was already just like about dead anyway. And for her to do 2 minutes. 2 minutes after my scheduled appointment time. And she'd never been on time for me. Ever. So yeah, anyway. It's just so much bullshit. So speaking of infusions, I have one next week. Ask my rheumatologist if she can recommend an immunologist. And I feel like I told Rob, I was like, this may be a blessing in disguise, because my rheumatologist and my immunologist really need to work together, because again, I have, like, part of my body doesn't have an immune response at all. Another part of my body is having an autoimmune response, meaning it's attacking itself. So I have a very dysregulated immune system. And those two are probably the two that need to work together the most. And if she has somebody that she's already working with, then hopefully that'll work out. The neurosurgeon did not work out, but hopefully the immunologist will. So, yeah. Again, still pissed. So pissed about it. Still so very pissed about it. Because, my regular doctor is pretty good about it. My dentist is pretty good about it. But it's like, tell me when you've been to a doctor's office and they've been on time or early. Never. Even when I go see my pain management doctor, I'll get an 8 a.m. appointment, very first appointment of the day. It's still 8:15, 8:30 before I see her. And then it's like an hour appointment. My urologist is the absolute worst. In fact, I'm going to find someone new, but I will wait an hour and a half to see him for 5 minutes. Like, I give grace. I don't I don't cause a big issue. I'm not a Karen at the doctor's office going, my appointment time is past. It's 5 minutes past. I want to see somebody and I want to go, which is your right. But it's like, I always give grace. Always give grace. And to not have it returned is just ridiculous. So yeah, anyway. This video is all over the place. Hopefully it made enough sense for you guys to understand what's happening. It's like, yeah. I cried today. So if you've ever called the Choctaw Nation, their hold music is a hymn. It's a hymn. And it's a hymn that my, like HYMN, that my grandmother used to sing to me. No, Misty, you've got a couple more videos to film. We're not crying. And if you watch my last video, you know just how upset I've been about my grandmother. Like, she's been on my mind a lot. And I never remember that the hold music for the Choctaw Nation is the song that she used to sing to me every single night. And it hits me in the gut every time. I got a memory the other day on Facebook. We were in Talihina at the hospital. And someone working the registration desk looked like her twin. And I about lost it in the hospital in Talihina because Rob's like, what's the matter? I was like, she looks just like my grandmother. Like, just like my grandmother. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Choctaws all basically have the same kind of features, Choctaw nose, etc. And it was just like, oh my God. So today, just hearing that hymnal is, of course, since I haven't seen an endocrinologist there in like 3 years, I have to go create a chart. So I'm seeing a regular doctor and then I'll get referred to an endocrinologist. And hopefully by then I'll be down at least 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds. It's on the 30th. So we'll see. But yeah, it's been a rough week. But I didn't cheat. I haven't had any carbs. I haven't asked for any carbs. Rob's going grocery shopping tonight. And he has to go to Costco. And there's an In-N-Out by Costco. So we're going to do that. I'll probably have a couple of Flying Dutchmen. Flying Dutchman is just 2 patties with cheese and that's it. You can get it protein style, which is wrapped in lettuce, but the lettuce is always soggy. And stay away from the sauce because the sauce is very, very sweet. It has a lot of sugar in it. Sometimes I'll get raw onion, sometimes I'll get cooked onion. I'll throw some pickles on it too. So that's probably what we're gonna have for dinner. So yeah. Weighing in at 340. Let me know what you think about a Facebook group or a membership thing. What else? I think that's it. Like I said, I'll have my weekly meal thing up in the next couple of days. Ay, guys. And if you can do this challenge without being in the Facebook group or being in a YouTube member, like it's just a place to offer support. You know, it's when I started this channel, there was nobody on YouTube who looked like me trying to do keto. Nobody. Everybody was coming at keto after either being skinny or they were already skinny. You know what I mean? Thin, skinny. And like Matt and Mega and Thomas Lautner or whatever, Dr. Berg, like Whitrock, Jason Whitrock, like all of these keto people, Casey and Keto and the Chaos, she had already lost a bunch of weight. So like when I came onto the scene, or I found her after she lost a bunch of weight, there wasn't anybody that looked like me. You know what I mean? So it's been really important for me this whole entire time to be super transparent with you. And, you know, I need to lose the weight. And I want to lose the weight. I'm determined to lose the weight. So yeah, we're going to do it together. But again, if you can just comment on a video. If I'm doing an update, you can just comment and tell me how your week went. Like we don't have to be in a private group for you guys to share your journey or whatever. Support each other in the comments. I mean, that would be fantastic. So yeah. What? This video's everywhere. Welcome to my brain. So yeah, I have a infusion next week, Spravato next week. I see my regular doctor on the 29th. I go see the Choctaw Nation on the 30th. If you're in the Dallas area, I feel like there's an American Indian, what do they call it? I don't remember. I think there's a clinic down here, but I don't mind driving to Durant. Well, I don't mind. Rob doesn't mind driving to Durant. That's where I go to get my glasses and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, oh my God. I'm ready to be not sad. Like, really ready to be not sad. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, Lord. What do you guys think of this eye look? I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm wearing half lashes that I got off Amazon. Where are they? Just, I like them. Pretty, I mean, half lashes are way easier to put on than regular lashes. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go film a couple more videos. And then, go see about the rest of my day. It is 1:30. I haven't eaten today. I did have a Starbucks. I'm just about done. It's just cold brew with some other sugar-free vanilla stuff in it. I have everything in my refrigerator in my pantry, but I just didn't feel like it today. I was like, can we get Starbucks? So yeah. All right, friends, I love you. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.